Test 1 2 1 2, boys and girls. It's gonna be a doozy today. Let's get them. Test, 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 test. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Test, test. Turn me up in the headphones. You got me? Test, 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 test. If you with me, let me know you hear me. We got a good one. We're going to go over this police report for Leticia Perez, his husband, Fernando Jara.
I was supposed to have 3 minutes. Sir, thank you very much. Next speaker, please.
It's the JR Show from Studio 99 at the American General Media Complex on air at News Talk 96.1 and AM 1180 KERN. Online at kernradio.com. Now, here is your host, JR.
Top of the day to you. This is the JR Show. I am your host, JR Flores. You're listening to Kern Radio. Check us out online at kernradio.com. You can also download the Kern Radio app to your smart device. Take us on all your summer vacations, like the one I'm about to go on next week. Oh, I cannot wait. Yeah, man, on my toes in the sand, 70-degree weather. Oh boy, can I not wait. You can also find us on social media, Facebook, Instagram, X. Just look up Kern Radio. We're also streaming on YouTube right now. That's right, we are live on YouTube. Just go to YouTube and search up Kern Radio. And we're live every day at 2 o'clock, followed by The Ralph Bailey Show. If you haven't subscribed already, subscribe, hit the little notification bell, and every time we're on live, because boy, did I almost go live this morning. I'll tell you what, Chris, almost went live this morning, Chris. Almost. There's a stranger in the building. Greg Kerr is in the building. Good afternoon, Greg.
I was just gonna say, I walked by and I just saw that might be the most well-dressed radio dude.
You like that? Look at that. I got the pink coat on
there too, so that explains it.
We're doing the YouTube.
All right.
I got the pink coat. It's Wednesday.
I was wondering that.
On Wednesdays we wear pink.
Killing it.
Thank you, sir.
All
All right, Greg Kerr in the building. Watch out for Greg Kerr. Return to radio coming soon. If you don't know, now you do. But I almost went live on YouTube at 9 o'clock this morning. As soon as we got off the air with Scott, I said, boy, I want to go in there and turn on the camera right now. I got my hands on the police report, the incident report concerning Fernando Rodriguez Jara, the husband of Kern County Supervisor Leticia Perez, right here. I will go over it with you in just a matter of moments. You can also find me out there on social media for all the latest content and updates on the show, what we're going to be talking about. Just go follow JR Flores on Instagram, Facebook. Why not JR? You can also look that up. If you want questions, comments, drop us a text anytime. 661-842-5376, 661-842-KERN. Emails jr@kernradio.com. This is tough. This is tough to read. I've gone over it a few times, and because there are kids involved, I will tread lightly on a few things, but there are incidences that happened that do involve the kids. And this also, from the report that I'm reading, isn't just a on Saturday morning, Fernando started flipping out. There are documented incidences that have occurred within the last month, within the last week, that are very concerning when it comes to Mr. Jara's behavior and the safety of those around him. And not just his immediate family, but the public, that need to be addressed. And so we will go over this as lightly as possible because, again, there are children involved. Now, I did put in for this yesterday. I received it at about 8:50 this morning. There is body cam footage of the incident on Saturday that took place between Mr. Jara and responding officers. I am and will put in an order to see that footage. The following is a synopsis by officers that arrived on the scene that day. Also, subsequent follow-up interviews with witnesses. And again, it boils down to the danger that Mr. Jara is to not only himself, not only to those around him, but also to the general public. Now, this all came to light on Saturday when most of us had at least heard some of the story where there was a standoff between Mr. Jara and the police department. From reading the report, it seems like at least it began that day with Mr. Jara yelling out on the porch at nobody. Or at least that's when the police were called out. We'll just go over this how the police report states it, since I don't want to be held liable for anything that I might say, or I don't want to get my ass sued. I'll just say that. So I'm just going to read right from the report. This is the first responding officer. We'll leave his name out. It is not redacted, but I will choose not to state his name. They arrived at approximately 11:40 on Saturday. Upon arrival, they contacted a redacted name. They advised Fernando was experiencing a severe mental health episode and advised officers to be very careful. Officers asked where Mr. Jara was. They stated he was sitting on a chair on the front porch, asked if Mr. Jara had any weapons or anything that could put officers in danger. They stated no. The officer noticed drapes were covering Mr. Jara. He attempted to knock on the wrought iron gate, Mr. Jara, at which time immediately advised, don't touch my door. This is my residence. Officers informed Mr. Jara they could not see where he was or if he had any weapons. The officer moved the drapes to the side, at which time Mr. Jara responded with, quote, "Where is your search warrant?" Officers informed Mr. Jara they were there only to ensure that he was okay. He immediately stated they were violating his rights and the law, saying he was going to sue them. A few moments later, started yelling statements at the officers, such as, and if you have kids in the car, I apologize, young lady, you are effed. What psychological training do you have? Quote, do you know my rank? Quote, what infraction did I commit? Quote, you have no idea who you are dealing with. They then advised, or they spoke to the witness who advised their relation to Mr. Jara. They stated neither alcohol nor drugs are a factor, that no prior domestic violence incidences had taken place, or that he has no access to firearms. The witness also stated he has been medically diagnosed with bipolar and schizophrenia, that he currently was, they asked if he was taking his medications. The witness said that he takes his medications whenever he wants to, that he had not taken his medications for several months. He gets violent and yells whenever he's off his medications. They asked what you mean by violent. The witness stated he yells, walks around, watches everything. They asked if he had ever gotten physically violent. The witness stated no, but that they are terrified of him whenever he is off his medications. Stated that mental health has deteriorated within the last several years. Officers were informed he was a retired CIA agent and has been on, quote, suicide missions. They believed he survived all of those suicide missions due to his extensive training he received during his time as an agent. They believed he's completely capable of killing someone with his bare hands and can easily manipulate anything into a weapon. He's dealt with trauma, he has PTSD, and has dealt with torture. They believed he is a dangerous person. They reported that he had been acting out all day, and at one point called a witness a pedophile, stated that they were part of the Lords of Bakersfield. At one time mentioning that Elon Musk had placed a chip in his brain. And several other incidences where they felt concerned about his mental state. One in which he walked up to a homeless individual and yelled at him, and that he would become irate for no apparent reason, and that he could be a threat to everyone and anyone due to his extensive training and mental state. They also stated that he would pick fights with other witnesses, and that on that particular date, we're talking about Saturday, July 12th, he walked around the residence and stated he was going to execute people. Direct quote. They became afraid, thought that he was going to kill, and he was capable of causing great bodily injury or death. At one time, Mr. Jara threatened to, quote, bash her head. Mr. Jara then walked up to another witness, got in a few inches, and said, quote, I'll beat you up. And it is believed that he has the means to do so. It became apparent to officers at that point that he was suffering from a mental health crisis. in which a mental health team specialist arrived on the scene. They approached the front of the residence and identified themselves and explained why they were there, attempted to have conversation with Mr. Jara. He refused to speak. And then he began insulting the medical health team specialist and threatened to sue the specialist, Kern County, and the city of Bakersfield. Short time after that, a sergeant attempted to speak with Mr. Jara. He refused to talk, shouted random statements about police being on his property, and mentioned that we were trespassing. Continuously rambled about unrelated topics and would often become quiet and non-responsive. At one point, turned on music and ignored any attempt to converse with him. Sergeants tried to speak with him several hours. They were unsuccessful, with not only getting him to exit, but even hold the conversation. At one point, he started yelling at the sergeants. He was irate, exited the front porch at one time, and started yelling, quote, "You traitor MFers." And again, I apologize if you have children in the car. Blank you, blank everything you say. You've violated my rights for hours. You blank holes. And then this quote, "I'm gonna make you shoot me in front of everybody, you a-holes." After a few seconds, he re-entered the porch and closed the gate. At that time, officers determined that he was in violation of criminal threats, and the SWAT team arrived. They contemplated pepper spraying Mr. Jara at one time, firing pepper spray onto the porch. They observed a broom handle next to Mr. Jara, also a broken coffee cup with the handle broken off, sharp edges, at which point they determined that tasing Mr. Jara would be the best to try to extract him from the residence, which time SWAT members approached, attempted again to have him surrender. He refused. At one point, he was heard praying in the corner. Officers deployed a taser and moved in to secure Mr. Jara. He was then he was evaluated by Hall ambulance on the scene, taken to Kern Medical Center where he was evaluated, and taken to Lerdo. An emergency restraining order was put in place to keep him away from his wife, her residence, her place of employment, and also the children. We got to get to a break. On the other side, there is so much more to the story. Please stick around to hear the rest. We'll try to get to the other story. Dr. Jasmeet Bains entered the race against Congressman Valadao. We'll try to break that down if we have time. It's the JR Show. We'll be right back.
K-E-R-N. Now, back to the JR Show.
Welcome back. It's the JR Show, going over the police report, the incident report that was filed for Fernando Jara in his arraignment yesterday. He is due back in court, I believe, on July 25th, which would be next Friday. Is that right? Yeah, something like that. He has been charged with a misdemeanor resisting. That's when he just wouldn't surrender to officers. SWAT had to be called in. He was tased and then taken in for evaluation. He made a stop at Kern Medical, where he was evaluated and released to the custody. He was taken to Lerdo. He is still currently in jail on $100,000 bail. We mentioned the PC 1275 restriction that has been placed on that, where they believe that the money up for his bail is derived from criminal activities, which is a whole nother layer of the ball game. To Bailey's show yesterday, and I was asking her, would they just on there if nobody, like, just say, okay, here's $100,000 bail plus we're going to throw a restriction because we have this suspicion that any money may be put up? Or would they only do that if money was put up to bail him out and they have reason to believe that the money that has been put up already is tied to criminal activity? And she said that is more likely the case, that somebody has placed the bail amount and that they believe that money derives from criminal activity, and so there is a restriction and hold on that. I'm sure there will be a bail hearing at some point to figure that situation out. I don't think he should be let out of jail, period, at all. No bail. He is a threat to not only himself, to his family, and to the public. And I will get into it. We have to get to the news. I will get into it after on why I believe he is a threat, because it doesn't just stem from the incident that happened Saturday morning. According to the report and discussion with witnesses, this has been taking place for months. We'll give you the details after the break. It's the JR Show. It's Kern Radio. We'll be right back. Who's with me on YouTube? Are y'all with me? It wouldn't be a story in Bakersfield if the Lords wasn't mentioned. That was crazy to me. He apparently was saying you're a pedophile and you belong to the Lords of Bakersfield. And there's crazy people running around on social media right now, you guys. Just crazy people. There's crazy people. Crazy brings out crazy. Crazy's got to hang with crazies. I've had crazy people reach out to me to try to tell me stories about how crazy Fernando is. I'm okay. Thank you, guys. But this report is nuts. There's things. Are there any kids in the room? Any kids? I like being able to watch the show on YouTube. Might be a good idea to have something on screen during the breaks. Will Scott's show be streamed too eventually? Scott's too ugly to be on YouTube. Way too ugly to be on YouTube. The shine that would happen off of Scott's bald head is just too much, and so we don't want to do that. So you guys hear that in the top of the hour news. It's just not from that day. We're going to get into it right now. They were talking to witnesses that there's been several incidences leading up to Saturday. Stick around for that. give you some of the details. It's tough because they have kids together, and so it's hard. I feel for I don't like to involve the kids, but in this situation, I wasn't them. The plan was formulated to utilize a taser to gain compliance if Hara again refused to comply with orders to safely take him to custody. They tased him. Nobody else is saying that. I didn't see that anywhere else. You guys see that anywhere else? Am I the only one telling you that Fernando Jara got tased? Vacation mode, bro. Not yet, cousin. Not yet. I'm not on vacation yet. As a matter of fact, I might be showing up a day late. Don't tell anybody. LOL. What are you laughing at, Aaron? Not my cousin Aaron, the other Aaron. I see you guys. You guys like the pink coat? I don't practice Santeria. I ain't got no crystal ball. Well, I had $1 million, but I spend it all if I can find the hider and that Sancho that she found. Love Sublime. That is vacation mode. Somebody dropped a comment in the YouTube chat there. Vacation mode, because they know I'm going on vacation. That song is complete. Sublime, Red Hot Chili Peppers, all that. I am all there next week. Vacation mode. Follow me on social media, though. I'll be posting. I'll be making content. I might even just do a pseudo show right from the sandy beaches of San Clemente. Go find me, JR Flores, or why not JR? Before we recap and go any further, do we need to clear text messages, sir? 661-842-5376. What do you got? I do protect children. I have an 8-year-old child myself. Yes, I will do anything and everything I can to protect children and the innocent. Yes. Sorry if that upsets you. When did I not protect kids? When has there been a time when I wasn't protecting children? I think I always advocate and argue for the safety of children, especially if it's against the hands of their own parents, like the murderer that she is sitting in jail right now, Maya Hernandez. What else do you got? Do you know who I am? Do you know my rank? He said. He was speaking with the officer at that point, the first responding officer. He says, quote, "You, young lady, are effed." Quote, "What psychological training do you have?" Quote, "Do you know my rank?" Quote, "What infraction did I commit?" Quote, "You have no idea who you are dealing with." At that time, the officers were informed that he is an ex-CIA agent, that he goes on suicide missions. He's believed to only survive those because of his skills and training. It is a sad story because, like I said, not only are kids involved, but we're talking about a man who has a mental health issue. This isn't just a guy that is going around and causing problems. He has a mental health issue. This is a mental health crisis. Mr. Jara hasn't been taking his medication for months, witnesses have said, for up to 4 months in some of the reports, and according to some witnesses. And since he's been off his meds, has been acting erratically. And not just during this one incident on that Saturday morning where he has reported and allegedly, those are good terms to use, I hope, right? Allegedly, to have made comments such as, "I will bash your head in," turning to other witnesses at one point and being in their face, threatening to, quote, "I will beat you up." That was all Saturday morning. SWAT team arrived. A taser had to be used to take Mr. Jara into custody. Now, again, I say that was Saturday morning. When officers returned the next day to further investigate and speak with witnesses, one witness began to describe what led to the officers being there. They were in a room and they heard Mr. Jara yelling. They believed Mr. Jara had let the dogs out of the house, which he had been known to do from time to time, to allow the dog to, I don't want to say attack, but start trouble with people that may be walking by. I'll explain in a second. They believed he had done that. One of the witnesses exited the room, noticed Mr. Jara out on the porch yelling at nobody. They then noticed that the dog was not let out, re-entered the bedroom, at which time they realized Mr. Rodriguez had called 911. And officers then arrived shortly after. The witness noted that Jara's behavior had changed over about 4 months. Stated that when he stopped taking his antipsychotic medication, or that's when he had stopped taking it. Stated that immediately noticed Mr. Jara started talking to himself and would, quote, zone out a couple of times. The witness said they would just lock eyes and stare for an extensive amount of time. Described him as a ghost since he would just walk around the residence and would not directly interact with anyone. I mentioned that Mr. Jara was unable to hold a conversation due to his deteriorated mental state. The witness mentioned an incident that had occurred approximately a week prior, where the witness was in a kitchen cooking when Mr. Jara walked up beside the witness and turned the stove off. The witness decided to turn the stove back on and continue cooking. Mr. Jara immediately turned the stove back off, got face to face with the witness, and challenged them to a fight. Threatened to, quote, beat him up. Witness describes being more shocked than anything, since that was the first time that had happened. They were unsure whether that would actually take place, but that Mr. Jara was unpredictable most of the time, described as being okay one moment and completely out of touch with reality the next. Asked whether or not they would be comfortable with Mr. Jara, the witness said they would be afraid for their safety due to his changed behavior, due to his mental health, and that the witness goes out of their way to avoid Mr. Jara. The witness recalled several incidences when Mr. Jara acted out. One as recently as Monday, July 7th, 2025, at a family birthday party, threatened to kill an unidentified 15-year-old male, confronted the juvenile and stated, quote, "Are you trying to challenge my son?" Threatened to kill the juvenile. And then the witness informed investigators of another incident. While in the living room, a front porch gate was open. Mr. Jara was known to left the door unlocked since he always liked to take their dog out. Had the dog barking. The witness heard the dog barking, went out. They noticed Mr. Jara was staring at the dog, running after a male transient. The male transient jumped on the bed of a truck to escape the dog, in which time Mr. Jara immediately ran towards the male subject and started threatening him to a fight. The witness was then able to get the dog away from the male subject. Then they told of a separate incident where a vehicle was broken down in front of the residence. Mr. Jara apparently was upset about the situation, began shouting at the male subject and told him to get off his lawn, allegedly. Again, allegedly walked outside with a long baton and threatened the driver and passengers of the vehicle to a fight. According to the witness, allegedly yelled at the subjects to leave his property or he would fight them. This is why Mr. Jara should not be let out of jail. He is a threat to himself. He is a threat to those immediately around him, including his family and the public. There's two incidences described here in which members of the public walking by the residence and are being threatened. Another witness was in the room and wanted to elaborate regarding the situation where Mr. Jara allows the dog out of the house. The witness explained that Mr. Jara had been a dog trainer and is a, quote, dog whisperer. Therefore, the witness believed that Mr. Jara would allow their dog outside on purpose. The witness believed that Mr. Jara did that to be confrontational with patrons, since there were always subjects going on neighborhood walks. Mr. Jara should not be let out of jail, and it's not because his bail is coming from what the district attorney believes may be criminal activity. No, Mr. Jara needs to remain behind bars because he is a threat to society. Mr. Jara should be denied bail because eventually Mr. Jara is going to harm somebody. If these alleged stories, according to witnesses, are true. This, again, doesn't just happen on Saturday. This has been going on for months. It's Let's take a phone call. 661-842-5376. 661-842-KERN. Who you got? Chris, my man. What's up, brother? How's it going? Oh, I'm going to try to. I'm going to get as far away from this place as possible, my friend. Oh, there you go. I'll be like a half an hour away from San Diego, man. I think we're even going to hit Legoland for the day. Yeah, we're going to go check it out. So, what's up, man? I'll take what I can get. Thank you, sir. I appreciate that.
Mr. Scrivener, who had weapons, allegedly injured a child, and never saw the inside of a 10x10.
Never saw it. He went to Mary Kay Shell, but he never. I don't even know if he ever got his photo taken, booked, or any of that. They did book Mr. Jara. I didn't get the mugshot, but there's a mugshot. He refused, even went out to jail to take pictures or cooperate. He is not well.
So no, he needs help, but it doesn't excuse. I don't know why the other guy didn't get run through the process, because absolutely there was shenanigans.
Yeah,
and it's funny how things fly in this county sometimes.
Well, it all depends on are you on somebody's good side or are you on somebody's bad side? And I think we all know where Miss Leticia Perez falls on the district attorney's good and bad side.
Absolutely. Hey, and also, hey, I want to go play golf with you and Ralph one time. Okay?
Let's do it, brother. I'm down. Let it cool down a little bit so it's not 105 outside, but I am down to play golf anytime, anywhere, with anybody.
All right. Sounds good. Hey, have a great vacation.
Thanks. You too, sir. Appreciate it. Chris Orr, man, late. Been listening forever, man. That's what we call a P1 in the building. Got to get to a break. If you guys want to call in or leave any comments, text in. You can drop a text 661-842-5376, 661-842-KRN. You can also email me, jr@kernradio.com, or go to YouTube. Watch us live. Drop a little comment in the chat. I'll stay on in the break on YouTube and respond to a couple of you guys and have a little chit chat. You guys on the radio, hang on. We'll be right back. It's the JR Show. It's Kern Radio.
News Talk 96.1 and AM 1180 KERN. The Ralph Bailey Show. Weekdays from 3 till 6 p.m.
It's that man again. Look what's coming up on the Wednesday TRBS. Our former federal agent Howard Marcus will join us, and it's major championship time. It's the British Open. So our good friend Nick Ragone. All that, me at 3. It's TRBS. News Talk 96.1 and AM 1180 KERN. I'll see you at 3.
On News Talk 96.1 and AM 1180 KERN.
With KMC first, get evaluated. After getting tased, got a SWAT team. And that's where...
Bring out the beauty of your home or business with America Ceramics, who offer an impressive range of countertop slabs in quartz and granite. Redoing your kitchen counters, floors, or maybe renovating the entire house, America Ceramics' slab collection is the most comprehensive in Kern County, with over 100 colors to choose from. America Ceramics brings you the highest quality products to beautify any space while providing you with quality items at the best price. Local and family owned, located at 4000 Fruitville Avenue between Rosedale and Hageman. Come by the store or take a virtual tour at americaceramics.com.
With America Ceramics, do it in natural. Hey y'all, I'm Mia the Mosquito. West Nile. That was me and my girls. You leave water out, we move in, making millions of eggs. Bless your heart.
Stop mosquitoes before they bite. Visit kermosquito.com. No mosquitoes, no problems.
See website for details. Bills happen must not a lender. It does not make credit decisions. Must be 18 years old. Not available in all states.
Honey, everything is so expensive, and our bills are piling up.
You're telling me credit cards are maxed out, rent is due, and the car payment's right around the corner? We need some extra cash.
We should do what my friend from work did. She went to billshappen.com and got the money she needed the next day.
Our credit is not great. Are you sure that would work for us?
Bills Happen is one of the largest personal loan networks. They can help people with all credit types get up to $5,000.
Sounds like it's going to be a hassle.
My friend said it was super easy. She did it right from her phone during her lunch break.
If you have a regular source of income, you can be approved for a loan for up to $5,000, and your cash can hit your bank account the next day. BillsHappen.com's lenders have millions of dollars to lend, regardless of your credit.
If you think about it, if Fernando wasn't with Leticia, he would just be another crazy person out on the street. And that's who's living out on the street. Like, we can't force Fernando, even in jail, we can't force Fernando to take his meds. You just can't. And so what do you do with him? If he's not making these threats, he's just living out on the streets. And it's wild. What's up? Huh? We're back? We're back? Is that what you told me? Sorry. Separate my side. See, Chris is getting me in vacation mode. That's a good producer. I can feel my toes in the sand already, the cool Pacific breeze on my face, and just the water in my hand. I don't consume alcohol when around my daughter, so I'll be partaking in the water during the day of drinking. But it'll be a good time. Headed down to San Clemente next week, down with the rest of the Wave Hogs, who are all departing tomorrow. And I'll be out there hopefully Friday afternoon into the weekend. And I'll be back the following Friday. Not to fret, though, that we have a bevy of very, very good hosts. I call them the C team, but it's really the A+ team. The only reason I call them the C team is because it's Kathy, Clayton, and Cassie. CCC. And so Kathy will be here tomorrow. Clayton Campbell will fill in Friday, Monday, and Tuesday, while Kathy will turn on Wednesday, and Cassie Biddle, the planning commissioner, will take over on Thursday. I'll be back on Friday, just in time for what I hear Salty's barbecue's getting dropped off. Thanks, Dave McElwain. But you guys be nice to the guest host, okay? 661-842-5376. 661-842-KERN. That's the number to text or call. What you got on the board, sir? Right. And there's crazies on social media that were bringing that up over the weekend, and so I hesitated to mention it, but it's in the report. Apparently, that's what he was yelling. One of the things he was yelling at the house was pedophile, allegedly. Pedophile, you belong to the Lords of Bakersfield. And again, there was crazies on social media over the weekend that were saying the same thing. Oh, she's tied to Scrivener and the pedophiles and Lords of Bakersfield. And so as soon as I read it in the complaint, I'm like, oh my goodness. Oh, here come the crazies. They're all going to come out now. Here they come. 661-842-5376. Why is Governor Newsom on the TV behind me? He speaks at an immigration enforcement in California. Okay.
Basically, he's complaining about ice.
Yeah. It's hot right now, Gavin. The ice is melting. Deal with it. 661-842-5376. We'll cover that tomorrow, I promise. 661-842-KERN. What else?
Mental health is no joke,
It
but
isn't.
obviously Leticia has known about his mental health state and how he can easily be set off for quite some time. Knowing this, why would she have him at supervisor meetings, knowing he would be in a danger to the public as seen in prior recorded meetings?
Oh, yes. We not only has she known, we've all known. We've all known that Fernando has a mental health issue. I tried to think when was the last time I saw them. And the last time was about a month ago. I ran into the supervisor and Mr. Jara at the beautiful Bakersfield Awards. They were about to walk into the dining room. I had saw them. She turned her head and I said, hello, supervisor. At which time she came over. Hey, JR. And I have a decent relationship with the supervisor. I have nothing against her. She doesn't hate me. We say hello. She gave me a hug. That's the difference between us people on the radio and the actual news people. I can hug like the Leticia Perez, or I can hug somebody where I don't think that certain reporters should be hugging certain attorneys in hallways after certain cases. I won't get into details. Maybe if you stick around on YouTube, I'll tell you what I'm talking about. So I can have a relationship with Leticia. And she walked over, gives me a hug, says, "Hey, how's it going, JR? Oh, it's going good. How's the kids? How's the kids? Boo, boo, boo. Yeah, yeah." And then, of course, because she's Leticia, everybody wants to talk to her. Other people in the group started talking to her. I noticed Fernando was standing there. I turned to him, shook his hand. I've had conversations in the past with Fernando. I've hung out with Fernando. And so I feel comfortable and okay shaking his hand and saying, "Hey, Fern, how's it going? What's up, Bird?" That's what the people call him. I don't know if you guys are aware of that. Bird. "What's up, Bird?" He says, "All right, oh, what's up, man? How's it going? Everything good? You good?" Yeah. And just, that was about it. And kept his eye on Leticia the whole time, which for Fernando is normal. I always, whenever I would see them out, take it as he looks more like her bodyguard than he does her husband. But that's what we've all come to go, well, that's Fernando. But apparently he's been off his, allegedly, according to witnesses, don't sue me, I'm only reading the report. Allegedly, according to witnesses, he's been off his meds for the past 4 months, at which time he becomes irate. And you never know what you're going to get from him. It is a sad situation. I hate to have to report it, but the nature of the business that I work on and in permits that I cover this. So I will continue to. But as I do cover this, I know that there is a family involved and children. And that point at which I stop and I pray. And I hope that you guys do the same as well. I got to get out of here. Thanks for hanging out with me today. Stay tuned. The Ralph Bailey Show is up next. Sure, he'll comment on it. It's a Wednesday. Howard Marcus stops by. Stay tuned. Catch us on YouTube. It's the JR Show. It's Kern Radio. Lily, Dad loves you.
This is AM 1180 KERN. Lakers, this is 96.1 FM. Bakersfield. Online at KERNradio.com.
Breaking news this hour from townhall.com. I'm Keith Peters in Washington. President Trump says he's not planning to fire Fed Chair Jerome Powell. White House correspondent Greg Clugston reports.
The president responded to media reports that he's ready to remove Powell from his job.
No, we're not planning on doing anything.
But he continued to attack Powell for not lowering interest rates.
He's a terrible Fed chair. I was surprised he was appointed.
It was Donald Trump who appointed Powell to be Fed chair in 2017.